Hello and welcome to another video on Python Essentials. This is Nikhil. So in our last video, we took a look at extracting certain names that were a part of these 5 strings and all in a similar format. All right, we had used indexing and slicing. Let's do the same using partition instead. All right, partition, I think we would still make use of some form of slicing. Okay, we could keep that intact over there. But we'll just see how this will become a lot easier. So what does partition do? Essentially, let's run this to begin with. If I had to create S1 based on string 1 and I pass the word hired as a partition, all right? Let's take a look at what S1 comes out to be. We can see this is a tuple created here with 3 elements, or as far as the string is concerned, let's talk of it as 3 arguments. Okay, you have your partitioned element itself, your partition string. You have the argument before that and the argument following that partition, right? So what we require is this particular element, the last element only. Okay. For practical purposes, I think this string can be included as part of the partition. All right. So now all we have is the name followed by a full stop. So let's see what we can do. Considering that we have 5 strings, let us first create a list. List str is equal to a list basically that consists of all these 5 strings. All right. Now, using a for loop, for I in list str, I think we'll require some. Anyways, let's begin first. Okay. New append. Okay. All right. New item. All right. We just call it new is equal to S1, or rather I dot partition. And what did we have inside? We have hired and space. All right. This is our new item. And we have to append this to a certain list. Let's create that to begin with. Okay, let's create an empty list. Say empty is equal to this blank list over here. So now that you have your new item, let's append this to the empty list. And we don't really want to append new. We want to append the last item. Okay, we call this new tuple. All right. It is a tuple after all. Okay. So we are appending within this tuple. You can just index the very last element. How do you index the last element? You can just do this with reverse indexing, right? Just call it -1. All right. And pass another command and strip it of the full stop, right? We had a full stop, which we looked at in the last video. This is how we are stripping it from the last item. Okay. That's about it. Let's run this. Okay, let's see what we have in our emp list. There you go. We have extracted each and every name. This is another way of using indexing and slicing, but also making use of partition so that our process becomes a lot simpler.